Letting go becomes easy when you start to do these three things. Once you do this, manifesting becomes easier, quicker, like on the dime. You'll feel more empowered, you'll feel more in flow, all the things that you dream about having but may be struggling with having. Now, why is letting go so important? It's important in the manifestation process because you're really just the artist, the creator of the vision in your imagination. What do you actually want? How do you want to feel? What does it look like? Who's there? All of those things that make it real within you. And you're painting that canvas and you're giving it to Source and the universe to bring all the pieces together so that that manifests in your life in a way that's easy, with grace, is fun, and enjoyable instead of the struggle that you may have experienced before. But letting go brings up a lot of energetic blocks, so limiting beliefs and stories, because we're very used to being in control of it. We have also been taught some really bad manifesting techniques that have actually sabotaged your results, which is this idea that you have this vision and you have to beg Source for it, you have to do something for it. All of those things actually prevent you from having that flow that you want. The minute you dream it into vision, it is created, it is in the ethers, it's already yours. That is part of your birthright as being a child of Source. But we complicate it. We overcomplicate it. We get it all stuck in our head, and then we can't let go of it. We keep thinking about it, and then we go into doubt and all these things. But there are three exact things that you need to stop doing or do, whichever way you want to look at it, so that you start to get into that flow and start to see that you can actually have everything that you want. And it can be quick, but you literally have to get out of your own way. The first one is that you need to believe in your power. You need to own that power. Yes, that power can seem scary, feel overwhelming, feel almost sometimes greedy or selfish, the idea that you could have that power while other people struggle and have issues. That is their story that is not yours. And in fact, by you allowing yourself to own your power, you're giving them not permission, but you're helping them see that there is another way even for themselves. So by you owning your power, you're showing others how to own theirs. So instead of looking at it from a place of being selfish or greedy, look at it from a place of, oh, if I do that, then someone else might get the courage to do the same. This means that you have to own every piece of your life, everything that is in your life, whether you're conscious of it or not, you imagined. And a lot of this is subconscious because it's based on the thought patterns that we have been programmed with since a young child about how society works, how your culture works, how your religion works, how being a parent works, how being an adult works, how being a child works, how having a job works, all these things. So then you're in this like cage of like a limit how you can manifest these things. But your power, once you really own that power, that cage disappears, because that's just a limitation that, for whatever reason, we have all put ourselves in, thinking that we have to dim our lights, dim our power, and that our power is in this moment of creation when we think about the things that we want, the money, the partner, the jobs, the business, whatever it is. And then we open our eyes, so we're in like meditation, visualize, and we open our eyes and we automatically put our vision in this really small box. And we get into this really weird thing where I'm a powerful person, but I don't feel I'm powerful in this outside world. I'm just a peon. I'm one in a million. But your reality is just yours. All of those other people are just characters in your play, in your story, in this timeline. So you have to own your power, whether you're in visualization, which is very easy to do because there's no one there to judge you. There's no one tell you, oh, you can't have that. Or all the things that they tell you about why you can't have what you think you should. Now, Owning your power means that you need to own it when you are awake, meaning during the day. Watch your words, listen to your thoughts. Don't say things to people to make them feel comfortable, and in the process negate your wishes. So this example of this is, let's say you're trying to manifest money and you go to your job and people stand around the water cooler or the coffee machine and they talk about how much money they don't have, how much debt they have. Your power in that is to not engage, to, in your head, contradict all those thoughts that those people are saying. So you need to really own that. And no matter what happens during the day, you have to remind yourself that you are the creator. No one else has that power. Everyone else's thoughts about the world are just their thoughts and what they're manifesting. They do not have to be part of your reality. And you need to stick that landing. You have to feel that within you. And that's part of letting go is we want to see it right away. We want to see the proof of the manifestation right away. And it doesn't always happen. So when we let go of the need to have it. So then we're not always searching for it. But you have to own it. You can't go from, I'm super powerful in your visualizations to little teeny lamp because I can't rock anyone's boat. And if I rock anyone's boat, they're going to be mad at me and they're going to think I'm selfish or all the things. A lot of times I see this as like, in visualization, inside you, you are this giant genie. Think of like Aladdin. And when I look at my clients and their outside world, they're the genie in the lamp. And they only let themselves out when it feels safe. And they're trapped in this itty bitty tiny living space because you're trying to live in the world that everyone is judging you and telling you what you should and shouldn't do and who you should be. But when you're creating, none of that matters. You are the power. And when you own that power, things start to happen in your life and you'll go, oh, it's really been me all along, hasn't it? It has. We just didn't know it. Number 2, you have to trust yourself. And I say that because many of us don't trust ourselves. We don't trust our decisions. We don't trust that we'll make the right choice. We're afraid of making mistakes. We're afraid of rocking the boat. We're afraid of choosing the wrong path and having, months, maybe years go by and it seems everything's good and then find a dead end. So you don't move. The thing with manifesting is, yes, some of the things might show up right away. You think it and it happens. Instant manifestation. That's what we all want, right? But some things take steps. Like you have to meet certain people. You have to maybe learn certain things. You have to produce something in order for that to happen. But when we don't trust ourselves, we overthink it. We constantly think about all the things that we shouldn't be doing instead of what we should. And we get ourselves into these loops where we're like, okay, I need to do this. I need to do this. And the trust is really in the unknown. Manifesting is not a known thing. There's not, when you ask to receive money or a partner, there's not a rule book. Source is not going to give you a rule book that says do this, 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 and this. That doesn't work like that. You will get these impulses to do these inspired actions. And in that moment, you have to trust yourself that it is the right thing to do. You cannot be an indecision. You can't sit on it waiting to see if other things show up to see if it's the right thing. You will only delay it and eventually potentially miss the opportunity to receive what you're wishing for. So you have to work. If that's you, you need to get out of that cycle because you will sabotage yourself to death to prevent yourself from making a mistake or looking bad because you made the wrong choice. You went after something and it didn't work out. And then you not only feel bad, but other people judge you. All of those things are just stories that you have built up through this life and potentially other lives that are keeping you stuck in the same patterns that you desperately want to get out of, say that you want to get out of, but you don't actually do the things that will get you out because you don't trust yourself. So you really have to work on trust. The other thing is you may not trust the universe. If you as a child experienced not getting your needs met by your parents or maybe a partner, a husband or a wife, or friends, or anywhere where you didn't feel like you got your needs met, then you could have trouble trusting the universe to have your back, to always provide for you, always make sure that you will have what you need, not just to survive, but to thrive. And that can run up against that. And that's another reason why letting go can be really hard, because you don't trust it's actually going to come through. Yeah, that check for, let's say, $10,000 that you're hoping to receive, let's say, randomly in the mail, isn't going to come if you don't trust the universe is going to send it. Like it's just a sabotaging story that you may not be aware of that you're telling yourself, but know that it's there, or possibly there. And the third thing is you got to free your mind. This has been one of the most tricky things that I've had to do on my path. And, currently working some clients through it. It is a bit of a rat's nest because your mind is like a giant computer and you've lived, 20, 30, 40, maybe 50 or 60 years in this lifetime and has gathered all this proof as to why you can't have what you want, why you're not lucky, why you're not good enough, why you're not confident, why you can't have the money, why having money is bad, why having a partner is hard, or finding a partner that meets you halfway, who actually loves you for who you are, finding a job. You have all these programs in your head that are literally programmed to tell you that you can't have it. And that's one of the reasons why you don't believe in yourself and trust in yourself, because you've got this hamster wheel in your head that will constantly tell you that you can't have it, or not to do the thing that you feel inspired to do the thing. You gotta stop. You gotta stop listening to that and start listening to this. This is what matters. Your thoughts don't mean anything unless you imply meaning to them. We get so many thoughts in our mind that aren't even ours. But we don't know that, so then we make it ours by attaching emotion to it. And the minute we attach emotion to it, we make it real for ourselves. But if you could get into your heart and really feel those things that you want to manifest and ignore this, things will start happening. This does not have to matter. It does play a part, but it does not play the part that it has played for however many years you've lived. Once you find that quietness in your brain or your mind, and it can happen, it feels surreal, I will tell you that, things just become clearer. You can see the path to exactly what you want and what to do. You don't have all that noise in your head telling you you should, you shouldn't, you should, I should have, I shouldn't have, I could have. It's just clear because you don't have all that mind noise. Now, if you just started to believe in yourself and you started to trust yourself in the universe, you would already start to see things start to change that maybe have been stagnant up until this point. So the third thing is freeing your mind, but know that takes time, but it's doable. And it is the sweet spot. It is where things are so clear, you'll know right away whether things are distractions or whether you should make that decision or not, whether it's a yes or no. There's none of this dilly-dallying or waiting for another sign and all the things. You just know. And this is, in 2025, it's about that inner knowing. We are on like a blind runway, okay? Many of us are on this runway, but there's no lights. There's a mask over the windows on the airplane. We can't see where we're going. We can't even see if we maybe even lifted off. And if you happen to be one of the people that are in the air, we can't see the runway. So that means we need to really trust that inner knowing. But the mind does not necessarily like that. It likes to know. Part of trust, when we have problems with trust, we want to know. When we don't believe in ourselves, we want to know. But in 2025, we can't do that because we're all going to a different timeline and a different world that none of us can see yet because we're not supposed to. But you can still manifest through that. You just have to do it through here, through your heart. Let your heart guide you and take those steps. When your mind is quiet, the heart is much louder, and this is where the knowing comes from. So if you can start believing in yourself and start trusting yourself in the universe, you'll start to have that motion that you want, and then take on the intention to start to do the work to free your mind. It takes time to unravel the nest. They always show me those when I used to work corporate America. They used to get these rubber band balls, or maybe yarn. It's really seeing what piece of yarn or rubber band to pull first so that you can pull more than one at once instead of just pulling one. It's very easy actually to remove programs from the mind. I do it for myself and my clients, and it's instantaneous. There's no digging. Once we know it's there, it's just done. So it can be easy to get rid of the programs. It can be tiresome because you'll feel like you got it, and then tomorrow you wake up and be like, oh God, it's just more. But once you get there, things just click in, and you automatically trust yourself and you believe in yourself, because none of those stories or beliefs or triggers are there anymore to prevent yourself from trusting yourself in the universe or even believing in yourself. So I hope this helped. Is there anything in this video that you struggle with or think you need work with, or think you could do to make things easier on your manifesting path? Drop that below. I would love to know. I'd love to know if this was helpful for you. And I hope you have great manifestations. Believe in yourself. You were created for this. There is nothing that you can't have. No one has taken that away from you. It's just a belief. Source created you to have everything that your heart desires in order for you to complete the mission that he gave you before you were even born. The money, the partner, everything. It's already yours. You just need to believe in yourself, trust the process, and quiet the mind. Thank you for listening. If you like this video, please like it. And if you like my content, please subscribe so that more people get access to this and you get notified when I post my next video. Again, thank you for listening. I will see you soon. Bye for now.